What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? Phil Nagy on Sports joining you here. Looks like the Bengals are going to go in the all whites. This one, of course, harkens back to Super Bowls of old with those old 49er Bengal matchups. Excuse me. So excited to bring this one to you. It's one of our week number 8 games of the week. Excuse me, choking on my snack here. But excited to bring this one to you. I'm actually out of town for the weekend, so Kit's going to call this one for you. But excited to see here. Again, a lot of interest in the AFC North. Everybody's just kind of hanging around. So these improbable Browns wins are so important to make sure that we stay with them. Of course, this is a team that we beat just a couple weeks ago in the 49ers. Let's see if they can defend home turf against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. So appreciate everybody on. Thank you so much to our subscribers. You guys are the best. And now take it away, Kit.
Yeah, appreciate that, Phil. And yes, certainly harkens back to Super Bowls of old. It almost could have been Super Bowl just this last year if the Chiefs hadn't beaten the Bengals in that AFC Championship game. But here we are. Here we are with a very exciting matchup nonetheless between two very good opponents. So look at Joe Burrow and his numbers. And of course, I suppose the other part of that too would have been the Eagles would have had to lose to the 49ers in the NFC Championship, I should mention. So both these teams not making it past their respective championship games to make their Super Bowl appearances, but they were both in the hunt nonetheless as Bosa oddly falls down there. Maybe he slipped, but tackle made for no gain for Joey Bosa. Hey, Mason, hey, Dwayne, welcome in. Go Browns as Joe Burrow escapes, gets it complete to chase, and he is pushed out of bounds out there. Or, excuse me, T. Higgins. The 5 is T. Higgins. I knew that. T. Higgins. As Joe Burrow, wow, what a play that was. Throwing it out to the outside, but a great diving PBU there to deny that throw, and it's still 2nd and 10 now. As that one is complete to Boyd over the middle, and that'll bring up 3rd and 3. So Joe Burrow now tight bunch to his left out of the gun, firing quickly, and it's going to be picked right into the arms of the linebacker. And Warner has turned this game immediately on its head with a pick, and it was kind of a bad throw. Fred Warner was in a better position on that throw. Look at Warner here just sitting in the spot, really, to take that one away. He was looking before the receiver was in that spot. And now Brock Purdy and company is going to come out after the quick turnover. And they're going to have excellent field position to start this game. There's a look at Brock Purdy's numbers on the season. 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on his day. Yeah, that was Hafunga out there on the perimeter playing some like a boundary corner, making a great dive in PBU. Very, very good defense to start the game here for the 49ers. And let's see what their offense has. Now Brock Purdy downfield. He's probably should have been complete. Looked like a bit of a drop there. Good defense nonetheless. And Ayuk can't handle it. 3rd and 10. Out of the gun for Brock Purdy. Near midfield. Nice pocket. Works up in it and then fires downfield. He's got Kittle, and that'll be good for a first down. Down to the 37-yard line in Bengals territory. Now stretching it to the right side. He's got a nice range to run with, and McCaffrey making dudes miss out there. A 12-yard pickup on his first carry of the ball game. And this 49er offense seems to be clicking here in the early goings. Hey, Sean, welcome in. Go Browns. Now from under center, fakes it to McCaffrey. Now fires downfield. He's got Ayuk or excuse me, Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel is 19. And Deebo Samuel with a very nice reception there. Obviously a big part of what the 49ers want to do. And now a 1st and goal from the 6. Now Purdy, pressure in his face, and he's going to be sacked. Hendrickson gets in there for the sack. That one really kind of an ill-advised scramble for Brock Purdy. His tackle didn't do him any favors, but he also worked into the pressure, which did not help him either. And Hendrickson will come away with a big sack. I can't say I've been paying much attention to the college ball today, so I'll take your word for it. Penn State on top, says Sean. Brock Purdy firing to the end zone. Touchdown! George Kittle comes down with a beautiful high point catch in the end zone to score the first points of the ball game. And Brock Purdy just put it up there to trusted his tight end to make this catch. Good coverage in there, just a tad late to it. And George Kittle really with a great catch and a perfect position on that ball to keep it away from the defender, give it a spot where really only George Kittle has a chance at it. And there you have it, 7-0 the scoreline early in this one. As the Bengals will take this one out of the end zone out to the 20. And that's where Joe Burrow will get another chance. Of course, he threw an early interception in this one directly to Fred Warner. Great play by Fred Warner, but Burrow put it on the wrong side, or really, I guess just didn't see Fred Warner probably. And now 2 glowing X's in that vaunted San Francisco defense, which is not a good look if you are the Cincinnati Bengals. Kind of scary to have those folks in the zone. This defense, when they get going, they are gnarly. 2nd and 12 after the TFL. Mixon had no room to work with. Now Burrow, pocket collapsing, firing out to the left side, and should have been complete, but dropped out there. Mixon couldn't get a handle on it. 3rd and 12. Hey Karen, welcome in. Go Browns, Cavs, Guardians, and Buckeyes. No, pressure in his face, and he's going to be sacked. Joe Burrow takes the big sack from Oliver. And he is Burrow is buried back at the 11. That perimeter blitz got home very quickly, and Burrow chose to bail to the wrong side, right into the teeth of the blitz. And that'll bring out the punt unit as Cincinnati off to a very rough start in this game. It has been all San Francisco. Now fielding it near midfield, he'll get it past the midfield stripe out to the 48. And yet again, great field position for Brock Purdy and his 49ers. 1st and 10. Handoff goes to McCaffrey. Nice little juke move to use his blocker and then out near the line to gain. That was a pretty little run for 9 yards. And credit McCaffrey with the vision and the moves to make that one happen. He was taking advantage of what blocks he had and making defenders work towards those blocks. As this one is going to be a big sack back towards the midfield stripe, even on the other side of it to the 47. Actually, I guess they're gonna give him forward progress at the 47 where he first got hit, so it'll still be on the Bengals side of the field, but a 3rd and 10 from the Bengals 47 out of the gun. Purdy scrambling, now firing out of bounds, and likely a punt coming. This would be a very long field goal from here. And indeed, the punt unit is out. Yeah, they truly are a lot like ours, and yeah, I do expect them to give the Bengals trouble, and in fact, we've seen that so far in this game, as Joe Burrow and company have not had a lot of success so far in this sim, and you've got 2 members of that defense in the zone, which does not bode well. This one complete very quickly, a strikeout to Chase. And that one will pick up 9. Those, of course, do help quite a bit getting Chase going on the quick hitters. This one, another quick hitter over the middle. And Irv Smith picks up the first down. 1st and 10. From under center. Single back is Mixon. Fakes it to Mixon, then fires downfield. Had it to his man, and then another opportunity. Both of them unable to make the catch. That was Chase and Higgins both involved there, but neither one coming away with a reception, so it'll be incomplete. 2nd and 10. A little mini blitz coming, and a pick on the backside, trying to get it to T. Higgins. And Ward comes away with a big interception. Speaking of that gnarly defense, there's Travarius Ward with a huge pick, an underthrown ball from Joe Burrow ends up in the hands of the defender as he was sitting right underneath that root of T. Higgins, and Ward takes it away in a sticky coverage, just sitting right underneath it. Beautiful leverage there from Ward to make that play happen, and this defense already with their second turnaround, and look out, Joe Burrow, 2 picks leads to bad days, as we've seen in Madden. Those are hard to overcome, to be sure. Now, Deebo Samuel breaking a tackle out to the outside. Quick little throw out to him with some space. And he is a weapon. Anytime you put it in his hands in some space, he is very dangerous with the ball in his hands. 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Firing out to the right side. He's got to complete to McCaffrey. McCaffrey is wrangled to the ground out there after a pickup of just 1 on the swing pass. Bunch formation out to his left. Brock Purdy in the gun. McCaffrey on his right hip. Snap is back. Pocket holds, and he's going to fire to the left side. He's got to complete to Kittle. Kittle to the first down, and then out of the bounds at the 23-yard line. And the 49ers back into the red zone here, as they are looking to extend their lead. Brock Purdy fires Kittle, and Kittle has another reception. Brock Purdy now 7 of 9, 82 yards, and George Kittle 4 of those for 52. He has been very active, has George Kittle. In fact, he has that touchdown earlier in the game. Now McCaffrey trying to get to the first line marker. He won't get there. 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, hands it to McCaffrey again. McCaffrey met by a wall of defenders, and he is only going to pick up 2. Needed to get 3. 4th and 1 coming, and an interesting choice here. Do you take the chip shot, or do you try to go for it on 4th and 1? Obviously, we know what Stefanski would probably do in this spot, but an interesting choice nonetheless. 4th and 1 from the 15. They're going to take the chip shot field goal to try to make this a 10-0 game. Is up. Kick is good. So 10-0 the score, as Moody was able to put it up through the uprights. .3:15 left in the first quarter. 10-0 the scoreline. Come out of the end zone to the 20, and he's going to be tackled right there at the 20-yard line. That'll give Joe Burrow another opportunity here to try to right the ship, but he is floundering quickly with 2 early picks in this ball game. Handoff goes to Joe Mixon. That's a good recipe to try to get some offense going. They haven't had a lot of success in the passing game. They need to open up some passing lanes, so running the ball would be a good way to try to do that. From under center, 2nd and 3. Handoff to Mixon, and Mixon is going to be buried there for a 3rd and 3. Armstead in on that tackle. Joe Burrow out of the gun. Snap is back, fires quickly, and it's going to be incomplete, trying for Irv Smith. And yet another drop for Irv. And a 4th and 3, the result. So the punt unit's going to come back out, and Cincinnati's woes continue as they go 3 and out on this drive. That San Francisco defense playing excellent football so far in this game. And what a return that was. Nice little cut to find a seam. He didn't get a lot of yardage out of it, but it was looking really nice there with, kind of closed off early. He found a vision to create a little bit of space for himself and get himself out into a bit of a seam there and some decent field position out to the 40. Now Brock Purdy hands off to McCaffrey. Lots of room to work with. He's past the first down and down to near the 40, called the 42-yard line. A beautiful run from McCaffrey. Another look at it here as you get kind of a look at the traffic he was working through. A lot of arm tackles he broke en route. Excellent work from Rum CMC. At it again. Another handoff to McCaffrey. Another hole up the middle. He breaks more tackles to the 30, down to the 20, to the 15, and he's going to be tackled down to the 10-yard line. 1st and 10, San Francisco, and McCaffrey taking this team on his back and down the field. Brock Purdy now out of the gun. Firing to the end zone and incomplete. Looked like he was looking for Deebo Samuel there. Had two receivers in the area, but neither able to make a grab. 2nd and goal from the 10. And the gun again. There's Ayuk out of the screen there. Interesting, he lined up as a running back on that play and ran a little swing pass route, but he actually only gains 1 yard there. 3rd and goal. Now to the gun. Snap is back. Good pocket, but he's going to back up in it, which is the wrong way to go. He does get it off to McCaffrey. Not enough for the goal touchdown. It's knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line, and another decision point here for San Francisco, whether they want to take yet another chip shot field goal or try for it on 4th and goal from the 4. They do elect to take the chip shot, try to extend their lead to 13 points. After yet another defensive stand for the Bengals, they're very tight to their own end zone. Succeeded in forcing the 49ers in the red zone to have to kick 2 separate field goals. So from that perspective, Cincinnati has played pretty well. Their defense at least able to mitigate the damage, but they really need something from this offense, and Joe Burrow in particular, as he has been problematic at best. Really out of sorts in this game with the 2 early picks. Joe Burrow now fakes the handoff, scrambling in the pocket, firing downfield dangerously, and that one is just going to knock to the grass. 3 defenders there, 1 receiver. Technically, either side had a chance at that one, underthrown because of the pressure, but incomplete. Joe Burrow firing quickly, and that one is successful out to T. Higgins. That's probably what they need to be doing, is more of that. Getting the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands quickly, because that pressure is coming in a hurry, and those pockets are not holding up for long. Now, a fake the handoff. That's exactly what you don't want to do. We just talked about that, allowing the pressure to come right up the middle. Greenlaw gets in there for a sack, and it forces the 4th down, and yet another punt for Cincinnati, and you can't have those in this game. Even though your defense is playing pretty well, you got to have production, and allowing that pressure up the middle and kind of sitting back hoping to chuck it downfield is not working out for you. You really need the quick hitters, get the ball out of Joe Burrow's hand faster and try to create positive plays, but right now not having a lot of success on that front. Now Brock Purdy, high formation and under center. He's going to hand it or fake it to McCaffrey, then fire it over the middle. And he's got it complete to Deebo Samuel for a few. Call it 7. 2nd and 3. Now a sweep out to the outside to McCaffrey. Gets the edge and then taken down at the 42. But a first down again for the 49ers. he's got it complete. Deebo Samuel again. 11 of 14, 100 yards and a touchdown for Brock Purdy. 2nd and 5. He hands it off and it gets the edge out to the sideline to the 40. Nice little run there from Mitchell. 15 yards on the carry. Didn't think he was going to gain the edge on that one, but Mitchell did manage to get around the contain and work upfield for 15. Brock Purdy now back to pass, pocket holds, and he's got it complete downfield. That was a beautiful throw as he just laid it in there for Jennings nicely, right in stride. Awuzie was really tight coverage on him behind it. Wearing him as a communion suit, if you will, but a better throw from Brock Purdy puts it into Jennings for the first down. Now firing towards the end zone and out of bounds. Out the back of the end zone. 2nd and 10 now. Purdy firing to his right, got it in and out of the hands of Jennings. That would have been probably a loss of yardage anyway. Probably best outcome there is for it to be incomplete. 3rd and 10. As the coverage was right there. Brock Purdy all kinds of time. Now going to work up in the pocket and take it himself, and he's near the first down, but couldn't quite get there. He fought for the yards and was driven back just before he reached the line to gain. 4th and 1 and decision time yet again here. And they're going to hurry up and get out there with their offense. They're going for this. Finally electing to go for it on 4th and short in the red zone. They're going to hand it off to the fullback. Juszczyk can't get there. And the Bengals are going to turn them over on downs as that quick handoff to the up man fooled nobody. And this defense has stood tall once again in the red zone. They are playing great football in that red zone so far in this game, but they really need something from this offense to carry their weight because the defense can't do it all against this offense when you've got your own vaunted offense not doing much of anything against this great San Francisco defense. Joe Burrow now scrambling for his life, and he's going to be sacked down to the 3. Farrell in there, creating some ruckus in the backfield. And a 2nd and 19 now from the 3-yard line. You're really backed into it now. From under center. Back to pass quickly, 3-step drop, and he's got it fired out to Jamar Chase. Able to get some breathing room again here for the Bengals. Almost to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 11. Out of the gun. Hey, Mitchell, welcome in. Now setting up a screen on 3rd and 11. He got the blockers out front. Can he get there? He does. Chase just able to get the first. No, the bad spot. He had that for sure, I thought. But a 4th and inches is the spot. And the Bengals are going to punt. Oh, my goodness. That was not what you wanted to have happen on offense. They thought for sure they had the screen. Just enough for Jamar Chase, but the spot goes against him. A little home cooking here for the 49ers. And the punt is the result, giving this potent offense another chance at more points. All right, Mitchell. We'll welcome to watch anytime back. But glad you popped in. Thanks for saying hi, and then enjoy the game when you get back to it. Second and 9. Brock Purdy from under center. 7-step drop, and he's not going to see anything he likes, and he is going to be sacked. Hill gets in there and buries Brock Purdy for a big sack. So 3rd and 21 now for these 49ers. 4-man rush, and he doesn't like anything. He's finally going to try to throw, but he's going to be sacked again. Hendrickson, and on that sack, this time Brock Purdy tried to escape to his left, thought he saw something downfield, but it was too late as Hendrickson got in there to get another sack with the back-to-back sacks on Brock Purdy. And so the 49ers will punt. I think that's the first punt for Wisnowski in the game, in fact, as this one is complete right over the middle. Irv Smith with a beautiful little route and some extra yardage after the catch. And again, the quick hitters, just like this one, this is what the Bengals need to be focusing on. That kind of yardage is exactly what you want, what you're looking for. Trying to create some space with your playmakers there on quick hitting throws that can create some space and get yardage and cause positive plays. Speaking of the devil, there it is. That's exactly what you want to see again, this time to Boyd. His second reception of the ball game, but the very quick hitters going to be the recipe for success for the Bengals to beat this defense if they want to have any chance. Now I hand off to Mixon. This will help create some space by keeping them honest with the run game. Only 5 rushes so far for Mixon. Just a handful of yards, but they need some more of that, as that time he only gets 1. Throwing it out to the outside, another quick hitter, but couldn't get it to go. Just a little off target. And so a 3rd and long for the Bengals. Pocket holds up, firing downfield, and he dropped it. A critical drop there. Good coverage from Fred Warner. But a critical drop from Mixon, and that really hurts because that would have been at least put you in field goal range, possibly continues your drive for a touchdown. Although a beautiful punt there, putting it out at the 5. What a coffin corner that was. Certainly like that if you're cheering for the Bengals. At least that went right for you. 49ers hand it off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey is going to be swarmed. He'll pick up 5, though. Hey, Dwayne, welcome in. Oh, actually, you're taking off. Yes, I forgot you were already in, but appreciate you being here. Hopefully you get to enjoy the game later. But take care and have a lovely rest of your Saturday. And go Browns, of course. I thought by must run that you were saying like must run the ball because we were just talking about how they really needed to run the ball for the Bengals. I thought that's what you were referencing, which then when I read further I understood better. I had forgotten that you were already in. Now firing downfield, Brock Purdy, and that one is going to be incomplete. Was looking for Ayuk down the sideline. Taylor Britt with some good coverage and a nice break up. 3rd and 12. Pressure in his face, setting up the screen and couldn't get it to go. DJ Reader in there for a half a sack. And this one buries them back at the 4. Not a lot of space now for Wisnowski to punt, as this is the 2nd drive in a row. He'll have to punt it away. Still 13-0 here, 2:36 left in the half. As this one has kind of petered out a bit on the offensive side for both teams. Defense has taken over in this game. But obviously the early advantage to San Francisco as they managed to get have success on their opening drive, and then a pair of drives after that that both resulted in red zone field goals with little chip shots. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Now from under center. Firing, and he's got it complete. T. Higgins, the receiver, 7 yards to pick up. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning here in the first half. 13-0 your score. 49ers dominated early. The defenses on both teams been excellent, and of late, the Bengals defense picking it up. Now empty for Joe Burrow. And another quick pass, finally finding some success on offense, and what did I tell you about the quick hitters being the key? That another one, and all kinds of space for his receivers down the seam. Right here, see Irv Smith work into that seam nicely on the inside shoulder throw from Burrow. Perfectly timed, got it out of his hands before the rush could affect the throw. Just what the Bengals needed to have the success against the defense, this vaunted defense that they've been looking for. Now out of the gun, Joe Burrow to pass, throwing it downfield quickly to the end zone, touchdown! Jamar Chase, and suddenly the Bengals are very much in this game as they did exactly what they needed to get back into it. And that one, yet another example of the quick hitter having success down the field to the end zone. Look at that separation Jamar Chase created out to the outside. Nice throw from Burrow, just slightly behind him, but not enough to affect the stride. And Jamar Chase does the rest. Hey, Fellegren, welcome in. Go Browns. So, 13-7 the score. And suddenly this feels a bit like a new game here, as the Bengals defense really responded, and finally the offense finding some success. And it's been a bit flipped on its head. Now, of course, the 2 interceptions for Joe Burrow looming large in this game, because as we all know, once you go down that path in Madden, it is very hard to fully recover from that. So we'll see if the interception bug continues to raise its ugly head in this game or not. That one, a second effort catch from Deebo Samuel. What a grab that was. We don't often see those second effort tip ball catches. A lot of times those drop incomplete here in Madden, but that one, a really nice effort from Deebo Samuel at a first down. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the half. San Francisco trying to put together a 2-minute drive here to put themselves back on the board to extend their lead. That one going to burn some precious clock. Not sure what Kittle's doing, but it's not helping. 46 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts yet, but they need more field position if they're even going to put a field goal up. Now throwing out to the left side. Kittle can't get out of bounds. And we're still ticking, not taking their timeouts. Finally taking one. Wasted about 10 seconds thinking about it, which is a typical Madden nonsense. Very unfortunate, because those constitute plays you could have run that you no longer can, those 10 seconds. Potentially as many as 2. Need at least 7, or somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 7 seconds per play. And so that potentially as many as 2 plays you just wasted on, like, thinking about, should we take a timeout or not? So dumb. So 21 seconds left. 49ers have burned their final timeout. Their only friend, the sidelines now, and or getting it to the end zone. Probably not enough time to get their field goal unit out for a kick. So they're going to have to try for the touchdown. This one out of bounds does stop the clock. 16 ticks left. There may be looking at potential for Hail Mary here if they can't get a big chunk on this play and it out of bounds. So kind of need both. And a sack is the last thing you can afford. Can't even call a timeout. In fact, the Bengals will do it for them because they're going to have to punt. And now the Bengals think with a few seconds they might have something, but they won't, because it's Madden and it's 6 seconds and there's no way they can throw a Hail Mary from there. So they're just going to take the knee. Not sure why they burned the timeout. Hey, Leno, welcome in. And yeah, it does kind of feel that way. I mean, the 49ers have had a bit of, been in their woes since that Browns game, as the Browns really played a very physical, tough game against them, and came out with a big win. So here we are at halftime now. 13-7 the scoreline. And what has been first a nice offensive performance by the 49ers, then turned into a bit of a defensive struggle, and then picking it up were the Bengals on offense. And the Bengals defense, really the impetus for that, as they started really playing well. First shutting the 49ers down 3 times in a row in the red zone, forcing two field goals and a turnover on downs. And then finally the offense responding to march down the field and punch it into the end zone with some quick hitting throws, hitting the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands. So that's kind of how we got to this point. 15 minutes left, third quarter at the start here. And obviously an important drive for the 49ers to kind of cement some momentum in their favor here, as McCaffrey doesn't find much of anything to work with. In fact, he ends up losing a yard on that stretch play. Out of the gun on a balanced set. Now firing downfield and dropped. Deebo Samuel could not handle it. And a 3rd and 11, the result. Now working up in the pocket. He's got the legs. He can get there. First down for Brock Purdy, as he climbed that pocket beautifully, realized there wasn't anybody sitting there waiting to make a tackle on him, and so he was able to get himself to the sticks and a first down. Oh, no, I 100% agree, Wendell. I think the 49ers very much are a Super Bowl contender. Their offense is too good. Their defense is too good. They're good on special teams. I mean, they're a great team, no doubt. So I think they're – and plus, you know, the NFC is, you know, there are far fewer great teams in the NFC than there are in the AFC right now. And the 49ers clearly are one of those great teams in the NFC. So I think they're absolutely a Super Bowl contender. Firing to the left side, he's got Ayuk, and Ayuk, oh, I thought for a moment he was going to break that tackle. Can't quite keep his balance. If he had, he'd have been gone. That only his second reception, working against Taylor Britt. Under center in the eye. Brock Purdy fakes the handoff to McCaffrey. Now working to his right and firing out of bounds. Lives to play another snap. Brings Kittle in motion. And he fakes the handoff to McCaffrey, then fires back to McCaffrey, who is in some space out to the sideline, along the sideline, and he has the first down. Now McCaffrey, the solo back, with a 2 tight end set to his left. McCaffrey has the stretch to the right, and he makes a man miss along the perimeter, and that takes him out of bounds. He picks up 9, 2nd and 1. .09 left in the third quarter. Handoff goes to McCaffrey. He's got a hole and he's got the first down. Now 15 rushes for him, 109 yards on his day. He's been very important to this offensive success for the 49ers in this game. A very good day for him. Out of the gun, back to pass. Brock Purdy doesn't like what he sees. Finally fires downfield and out of the back of the end zone. I don't know about the number 1, Wendell. I think that's a stretch, but I think they are definitely have the roster and potential to be a Super Bowl contender. But they've got, obviously, they need to figure out a lot of things on offense. They really need Watson to step up and be what he was in that Titans game on a consistent basis, and obviously they need him to be healthy. So So, you know, we'll see where we're at. We're certainly not a Super Bowl contender currently. You know, there's no way with PJ Walker or GTR the Browns are going to the Super Bowl. You know, because that's just too much of an ask, even with as great as this defense is. But that being said, you know, there's still plenty of time in the season, plenty of time that Watson could come back and prove consistent high performance. So we'll see. It'll just depend. Brock Purdy now scrambling out of the backfield. He didn't like what he saw. Finally throws it away. Elects to survive that one unscathed. And a 4th and goal the result. So you have to imagine yes they do. They kick out the trot out the kicker. Kick out the trotter. Trot out the kicker for the 16-point lead. They have it. Or, excuse me, not a 16-point lead. It would be an 11-point lead. 16 points the total for the 49ers. 16-7 the scoreline. 8:43 left in the third. And yet again, this Bengals defense with a win in the red zone. That's their 4th win in the red zone against the 49ers in this game. That's an outstanding effort from this defense, being very stingy in their own red zone. Now firing over the middle. He's got it complete to T. Higgins. He'll pick up 6. 8:30 and counting left in the third quarter. It's 2nd and 4. Trips to his left. Blitz coming. Firing downfield. Quick hitter again, working for Joe Burrow. This time he's got it to Irv Smith. And the fast throw beats the blitz. And the Bengals seem to have having more success with those quick hitting throws. They need to do more of that. This one, a boot action out to the left side is complete for Jamar Chase. He has the first down. Burrow firing quickly and dropped out there. Tyler Boyd unable to find a handle on it. Ferris Ward in there in coverage. 2nd and 10. Now firing out to his right side. He's got it complete to T. Higgins. But that is going to bring up a 3rd and 6. 6:27 and counting left in the third quarter. Sean Gibson in on that tackle. Takes the handoff to Mixon. Firing downfield and off mark is Joe Burrow. Too high. Funga in coverage. Jamar Chase couldn't get it. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 6, and the Bengals are going to go for it. An interesting choice here in a 7-16 ball game. Pocket is collapsing. Firing downfield, wide open T. Higgins, and that one is going to work out for the Bengals as he was sitting all by himself. And Joe Burrow found him, even though the pocket was starting to collapse. He found some life as he got out of the pocket just in time to find T. Higgins way downfield. And a big completion there for the Bengals as they've got an opportunity to make this a ball game now on the 14-yard line. Joe Burrow firing to the end zone, touchdown, Jamar Chase. Again, the quick hitter works for these Bengals, and they finally have something going on offense, and that's a big development here, as this defense has absolutely kept them in this ball game. It would be about 28-0, or 28 to whatever I guess 28 to 14. About 28-14 if it weren't for the Bengals defense, because of just how many red zone stops they've had. They've had 4 of them in this game. Actually, I guess it would technically be 35-14 if it weren't for this defense. Very much keeping them in this ball game, making this a very different flavored game than it might have been. It would have been straight up blowout territory if not for all those red zone stops. And now the offense finally waking up is a big development for Cincinnati. As Mitchell finds a space, nice little jump cut to get outside and find a little bit of a hole to work with, and then extra yardage to pick up 6. Hey Don, welcome back. Now in the I formation. Fakes it off to McCaffrey and then throws it to his fullback out of the backfield, but that one does not do much. In fact, loses 3 yards. 3rd and 7. Purdy out of the gun. Now firing out to his left side and out of bounds. I think he might have been out of... Oh no, they did give him the first down to Ayuk, credited on this run. I thought he might have gone out of bounds shy of the first down marker, but they say he had it. Now empty set for Purdy, firing downfield, missed the mark. Looked like maybe the pressure affected that throw. 2nd and 10 now. 16-14 the scoreline. Brock Purdy firing to McCaffrey, and McCaffrey with some great hands to hold on to that ball through the survives the contact. 3rd and 1. Well, welcome in since end of half. It's been an interesting game. Really started out pretty dominant performance on both sides from the 49ers, but then the Bengals defense stood up in a big way to shut the 49ers offense down, and that got the Bengals offense going. And that has kind of changed the complexion of this game, and it's much more hotly contested. But the 49ers driving here, they've made it consistently into the red zone on many drives. I mean, this will be their 6th red zone appearance, I believe, in the ball game. Or 5th. Maybe it's 5th. I think it would be 5th red zone appearance if they make it down there. Oh no, this would be their 6th because they had the one they scored the touchdown, and then the 4 that got stopped. Either three of them field goals, and then one turnover on down. So this will be their 6th red zone appearance if they make it there on this drive. So they've had a lot of success. They do not make it to the red zone this time. Defense stops them before they get there, and they're not even in field goal range, so expect the 49ers to punt, and they will. So just the 5 red zone appearances for the 49ers. I credited that stat too quickly as they didn't make it this time. Defense stood tall before they even got there this time. And still a 14-16 ball game, and now Joe Burrow and company firing on all cylinders. Now scrambling out of the pocket, Joe Burrow fires back across his body, but manages to get it to Irv Smith. A flag is down, and it's going to be roughing the passer. Ugly call against Nick Bosa here. And that's going to give these Bengals more juice to work with. Firing over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Tyler Boyd. Four-man rush. Joe Burrow complete to Irv Smith out on the sideline, and you can tell Joe Burrow is much more in a rhythm now. Getting the ball out of his hands relatively quickly, that's been important for him, and that rhythm has led to a lot of success on offense, as that one was an ugly drop. So 2nd and 10. Yeah, no, they pretty much negated Bosa, except for the one. Bosa did have the one sack where there was kind of a miscommunication error between DeJuan Jones and I don't know if it was, I don't remember who it was that he maybe Teller. Maybe it was between Teller and, I think it was between Teller and DeJuan Jones. There was a communication error, and they just let Bosa come as a free rusher, which you never want to let him do that because he'll sack the quarterback pretty much every time if you do that. But outside of that, yeah, he didn't do anything in that game. And credit to the rookie DeJuan Jones for having an incredible game against Nick Bosa. You know, Don, that's a good question. I don't know what the answer to that is. But you're right, it is that way. I would, you know, my suspicion is with a punt, you're really concerned or focused on the field position of the play, like, you know, so where the line of scrimmage that the one team punted from goes to where the new line of scrimmage for the other team who has received the ball becomes, and that's why you measure it that way based on how much of the field did you swap for a field position, which of course, you know, I think they line up like 11 yards deep roughly for the punter. So, you know, that's discounting the length of the punt by 11 yards every time, but from a pure, like, you know, where did the line of scrimmage go from this, you know, this yard line to that yard line kind of thing would make sense why they're measuring it that way. And then the reason why they consider the placement of the field goal, you know, where the holder places the ball for the length of the kick is because, you know, obviously that tells you a little bit more about the difficulty of the kick. You know, if you just measured it from the line of scrimmage, yeah, it would still give you the same idea, but it's not. I think that it's more about, like, their focus is more about how long is the actual length of kick than the swap of the field position, if that makes sense. That would be my best guess, but I don't really know that for a fact. I'm just speculating that might be why. All right, so 3rd and 15 for the 49ers. Still a 16-14 ball game. 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. A safety coming. Wow, look out. That'll change the complexion of this game in a hurry. Hendrickson gets in there, buries Brock Purdy, and suddenly we're at a 0-0 ball game, and the Bengals are going to get the ball back after sacking Brock Purdy in the end zone for a safety. Hendrickson came screaming into the backfield there, and nothing much that Brock Purdy could do about it. So 16-16 the scoreline after that safety, and Joe Burrow, who has been very good with the quick hitters late in this ball game and very much clicking in a rhythm on offense, suddenly in position to put the Bengals on top for the first time in this ball game with 12:53 left. Now firing downfield, got a wide open receiver. He's got a complete to Mixon, just dropping. Sorry, he wasn't really wide open. Actually well covered between the safety on top and then the corner behind him, but just a better throw from Burrow. Just dropped it in between the two. Had absolutely shades of that throw from P.J. Walker in the Colts game. Looked very similar to that throw, in fact, as a throw out to the outside to Tyler Boyd. Picks up 3. Joe Burrow now firing downfield over the middle. He's got to complete to Mixon again. And a huge strike as he's working Mixon in very heavily in this particular drive. Now 2 catches each for 20 yards for Joe Mixon. And just when the defense thinks they've got the weapons covered, they forget they've got to deal with Joe Mixon, who is an excellent receiver in his own right, out of the backfield. And he has been dangerous in this drive. And those quick hitters continuing to do serious damage to this 49ers defense. Yeah, the all-white uniforms are really nice. I like that look, although I like it better on the Browns than I like it on the Bengals. It looks better with the orange accent than it looks with just black, in my opinion, but, you know, maybe that's just me. There's not enough orange accent in the Bengals kit for it to not just look black and white. I like better the way that all white look for the Browns with the white helmets has that really pops the orange out of it. It's a pretty cool look. It's like the same concept as, you know, painting your apartment all white and then doing accents in color splash, like having that color really pops then. And I, you know, it's a pretty neat aesthetic. That's why I like it so well with the Browns uniform with the white lids. Now to the end zone, he couldn't get that one to go. Trying for Irv Smith, 3rd and 10. An important sequence here in this ball game. 9:50 left. A 16-16 game after a very topsy-turvy set of circumstances all around. Joe Burrow climbing the pocket to the end zone. Touchdown! He's got it complete to Jamar Chase. That is his 2nd touchdown of the ball game, and that one could not be more huge as he goes and puts the Bengals on top for the first time tonight. What a throw from Joe Burrow as he was climbing the pocket, realized Jamar Chase was coming loose, and just fired it right on target to give the Bengals a 23 to 16 scoreline advantage in this very changeable game. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been an entertaining game, if nothing else. 23-16, 9:40 left in the game, and Brock Purdy needs to find a way to respond here to try to tie it back up. Hands it off to McCaffrey. That's a good way to start. Blockers out in front. He makes a move out to the outside, down to the 40. Call it the 39-yard line. Nice little run from Run CMC. And that one, certainly an important start to this drive as they're looking to build that success and find a way to punch it into the end zone. But they're going to have to get through this defense, who has been absolutely stellar in the red zone. Now McCaffrey working again out towards midfield, 48-yard line, 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, 2nd and 1. Brock Purdy. Another handoff to McCaffrey. Huge hole up the middle, and he's going to work out past the other 40 to the 38-yard line. Another first down. When in doubt, trust McCaffrey. He has been so important to this offense, well over 100 yards on the day, and he is very much taking charge here on this drive. Brock Purdy now scrambling for his life, firing downfield, got a man wide open, and he puts it on him. That's McCaffrey again, who has been 100% of this drive. 2nd and inches now. 7.5 left to go in the game. Brock Purdy, 4-man rush in the pocket comfortably and finding a wide open Deebo Samuel along the sidelines, but they're going to call it incomplete as he had a foot on the white stripe at a 3rd and inches instead. Now out of the gun on 3rd and inches. They complete it to Ayuk. Of course, they would have gone for it on 4th down on 4th and inches had they not completed it there, which is why they were happy to throw. But the throw works out for the 49ers. Ayuk with the ball. And now, kind of an interesting set of choices here with 6.5 to go. How do you manage clock? Is they're going to go to the end zone? Are they going to try to score as quickly as they can or burn off clock and hope to push overtime? Interesting choices nonetheless, as they don't want to leave Joe Burrow too much time, but then again, maybe if they leave enough of too much time, then they'll have yet another shot after Joe Burrow has a drive, and perhaps, maybe even if their defense can shut it down, they could potentially go ahead with a field goal. So that's probably the best solution here, but they've got to get a first down. It's 3rd and 5. Now firing over the middle, he's got the first down. That is Ayuk. And what a game this is turning into. 5 receptions for Ayuk, 39 yards for him. 5:43 left in the 4th quarter. Now an ace formation for the 49ers. Firing to the right side. He's got it. It is incomplete. Looking for Jennings there. Nice defense. And again, this red zone defense has been so very stout here all game long. This is their 6th appearance into the red zone. They have had success on but one of those 6 appearances, looking to try to make a second out of 6 here. 3rd and 6. Snap is back. Brock Purdy out of the gun. Firing to the end zone, or just short of it. Kittle has it. 4th and inches. They can technically get a first down, but they're on inches away from the first down on the 1. And they're going to go for this, of course. 4th and inches from the 1-yard line. Pressure coming to the end zone. Touchdown! Throws it right where the blitz came from. McCaffrey was absolutely alone in the end zone. Nobody covering him. Brock Purdy senses the blitz, throws it right to the empty spot. Nothing doing. Too easy for McCaffrey, and the 49ers finally bust the curse on the red zone in this game, punch it into the end zone at a most critical juncture with enough time if they can come up with a stop that they can potentially go ahead and win this game, but they have to get their defense to stop Joe Burrow and these very dangerous Bengals, as the score is now tied 23-23, 4.5 to play. What a game. Yeah, bad choice to blitz. I really don't like the blitz there from the Bengals. Lou Anarumo, certainly probably not your best time to try to bring that edge pressure on the blitz with 2 guys when you're leaving one very dangerous McCaffrey out there all by himself, and all Brock Purdy had to do was get it out of his hands, because there's no way he misses that catch in the end zone. There's nobody to contest it. There's a wide open hole for Mixon, and he makes a man, sheds a tackler, and now we're coming down to 4 minutes, and that, a very damaging run. Obviously, it's going to take clock off, but it's also going to give them better opportunity to get into field goal range at the perfect time to go ahead and win on just a field goal advantage. This 49ers defense has to come up with a big play right here, right now. Another quick hitter over the middle. They got it to T. Higgins. 3 yards on that reception. 3:30 and counting, as we've got a very, very competitive game to end this one out. 2nd and 7, changing the formation is Joe Burrow. He doesn't like that initial call. Joe Burrow now flexing out of the pocket. He's going to go out to the outside, out of bounds. 3rd and 2, the result. Just over 3 minutes left, and they're just by the midfield stripe on the 47-yard line. Yeah, very good game indeed, as Joe Mixon's going to fight for the first, and he's not quite going to get there. 4th and inches. And what a critical juncture this is. I think they have to go for this. And this could be the ball game right now, because if you go for it and you don't get it, you're pretty much putting the 49ers just about within field goal range, just a few yards, and they've got it, and could kick the field goal. And they're going to punt. Oh my goodness, punting here is a very interesting choice. Trusting your defense, I suppose. But that's playing for overtime is what that is. Not trusting your offense to go out and win you the ball game with a first down. Trusting the defense instead. And now everything rests squarely on the shoulders of Brock Purdy and these 49ers to see if they can come away with a big win. That one knocked away. Nice defensive effort there. 2nd and 10. 2:21 left in the ball game. The definition of a 2-minute drive. Here it is. He's going to go backwards into the end zone, and they're going to have a safety. What the heck just happened? He got tripped up on his own blocker, ends up falling on his own into the end zone. That is a safety, my friends, and that is going to do it. This is going to be the end of the ball game, as the Bengals have just 2 minutes to work off the clock. The safety is going to be the dagger to win this game for the Bengals. What a wild finish in this one. Only 2 minutes to burn. And so, oh, but he throws a pick! Unbelievable what is happening right now. You cannot make this up. Madden has just gone and taken victory out of the jaws of defeat and or defeat out of the jaws of victory, depending on which way you're looking at this game. But it's just crazy how this one has gone. An insane pick, and we've been talking about this all game. Burrow threw 2 early picks in the ball game. You had to feel another one was coming just for the fact that Madden has this thing where they just are due additional picks late in game. When they threw early picks in the game, they just never fully recover from that for whatever reason. And here we are. And it's suddenly well within reach for the 49ers to win this. 2 minutes to work with, but now you've got to work with clock because you're already in field goal range as of right now with the 2-minute warning and all 3 timeouts. You have to work this clock carefully, trying to get yourself at least a field goal to win it with no time left on the clock is the goal. Ideally, kicking the field goal with just about 3 seconds left. Wow, this game has gotten crazy to finish. 1:37, clock management well in hand. They're going to run it with McCaffrey, covering up with both hands. He knows what he needs to do. Clock continues to run. No huddle with a 5-second runoff. Why are they hurrying up? That's a stupid choice. That's not what they want to do. They want to manage the clock and run it off. They're well within field goal range here. 3rd and 5, throwing an incomplete pass. This game plan makes no sense right now. Terrible clock management. Yeah, 2 safeties in 1 game, exactly. Just absolutely wild here. And then, not to mention, a safety that wins you the game, but then you immediately turn around and throw a pick and give the game back to the 49ers, who are going to kick a field goal with 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the worst clock management. Oh, Madden, you drive me crazy with that. I hate that because now the Bengals are going to have a chance to win this game because the 49ers refuse to run the ball, run off the clock, and force the time management game to work in their favor. Instead, now the Bengals with the prime opportunity to come back. All they need is a field goal. They got to get themselves in field goal range. They got over 1 minute to do it, which is plenty of time. 1 minute and 11 seconds even. So 71 seconds, plenty of time, especially with this offense. And if they can have better clock management of any caliber, then yeah, you almost feel like the Bengals have to win this game unless they throw another pick. Oh my goodness, that might have been all she wrote there. Fred Warner might have had it, almost had his second right there. Excuse me, but he couldn't handle it. Now Joe Burrow firing downfield, and he's got it out to the 36. Under 1 minute to play, 1st and 10. Down by 2 are the Bengals, or excuse me, down by 1 are the Bengals. Firing downfield again, another quick hitter out to midfield. That's Jamar Chase, and a timeout quickly taken by the Bengals. They've got 1 left at the midfield stripe. They need to save that last one for the field goal is the goal. Now, running for his life, but somehow getting it out of there, and he gets it to Tyler Boyd. And it's a 2nd and 9. Clock is running, 22 seconds left. Burrow floats one out to the right side, couldn't quite get it to go. That was Irv Smith unable to come down with that catch. 3rd and 9 does stop the clock. 18 ticks left, and an absolute thriller here in San Francisco. Joe Burrow fires to the left side. He's got it complete to T. Higgins. T. Higgins has the ball. Clock runs down. 10 seconds left. And now they're going to take their timeout. You would expect them to take the field goal here, and should they make it, the win. What a game this has turned out to be. It all hinges here on this long field goal attempt. And the Bengals are going to ice the kicker. Interesting. All right, here's the ball game. On a 59-yarder, kick is up. The kick is good. The Bengals are going to win this game. What a finish that was. On one hand, utterly inexplicable for clock management, for the way the game plan worked out, for the way both teams played at times. Some things about this game were so utterly, horrifyingly Madden, like the inexplicable pick just because he had thrown earlier picks in the ball game from Burrow, and yet the Bengals are still going to win this ball game in the end. There it is, 000 on the clock, 28-26 your final. And what a game that was! Instant classic here in San Francisco, and one of the best we've ever seen here at CIN Sports. Thanks for being here. Very much appreciate y'all being on. If you're new to the channel and haven't yet had a chance to subscribe, we very much appreciate that, as I'm going to let the stats just go through, take a look at them at your leisure. If you're interested to know how everybody played in this game. It was a very exciting game, though, and if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, we'd appreciate that. Likes are also very much appreciated, as it helps get our product out to other viewers on YouTube. And then we also would love to have you join us on our Discord. That is a free service and a free app that you can grab on any computer or mobile device that allows you to chat with us in between games, allows you to vote on games of the week like this one, which was really quite fun, even if the Bengals won, and was also an opportunity for you to chat with us during the actual Browns games, where we have live game chat going real time. So thanks for being here. This one was a classic and quite the finish, even with all the maddening bizarreness going on to make it fun. In some ways, it was fun on its own anyway. But appreciate you being on. Thanks for being here. We'll say go Bengals this time. And as always, go Browns!